Hello and welcome back to the Glassgirls Network with me, Jonathan. Today I am joined by former Glassgirl, Favour Omenazu. How are you, Favour?
I am. Oh, my voice went then. I am good. Thanks. I'm so sorry.
It's been 2 seconds and she's laughing
It's
already.
literally falling apart. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Look, it's 9:30, quarter to 10 at night. We've been busy all day, we've been busy all week. Back up in the morning, ready for work, but this is what we do, isn't it? And we love it. So thank you very much for joining us, Favour.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Uh, we're going to discuss obviously a little bit about yourself, but the main reason why we've got you on at this moment in time is Sturridge's new signing, Gabrielle Maia. So I know that she's been registered at least from November the 30th. It's not been officially announced as of this recording, so we're going to wait and wait until it gets announced. But of course, it's all there for everyone to see what's happening. And Favour, you obviously know Gabriella from MK Dons. So it would be nice just to hear a few things about your thoughts on them and what maybe the Sturbridge fans can expect to see. So just tell us a little bit about what you think, Favour.
Well, from what I remember, how she plays, she works quite hard. She she plays up top, but she likes to come in to kind of receive or help in that way and then distribute. And yeah, she's quite a strong player, I'd say. From the game that she did play when I was there, she helped us get that point as well. Like she made a difference when she came on. So yeah, that you can expect to see those kind of attributes from her. Yeah.
Does she play more centrally, or would she play like out wide and come in that way, or how would you
Uh,
kind of describe on the pitch?
she was central. The position she was playing was central, and then come in deep and then
Okay.
distribute out that kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it sounds good. Yeah, and personality-wise, how do you think she'll fit in with the rest? Is she like a bit like you, which is quite outgoing, or is she a bit more reserved? Or
Ah,
I remember when I first met you, Favour, you was quiet for the first time, and then the second time, and every other time, you just like lit up the room. But I know you was quiet for one day, and that was it.
I'm trying to remember. I think. Oh, well, her personality from how we interacted, she's kind of reserved, but still very easy to talk to. Like conversation flows. She is kind of one that gets on with everyone anyway. So
Yeah,
a nice personality, really nice girl. So nothing, nothing except good words there.
that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. And
Yeah.
age-wise, I
I
haven't
think
a clue.
she's
Is she
around
like
my age, so
okay?
in her 20s. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm 24, so I want to say I think we're the same age. I'm
roughly.
gonna
Yeah.
I'll put my money on the same age. But yeah. Anything else about Gabby? No, yeah. I think it's because we were like switching positions as she was coming in because
Yeah.
I know when I had started, she was coming back from her rehab, which she absolutely smashed, and yeah, she was just getting back on when when I had started. But yeah, and then so she came in when she was one that's always raring to go, and she couldn't wait to be back. I think like most of us. But yeah, and I must say she worked hard to get back to that position anyway. So
Yeah. Well, we're definitely looking forward to it. Obviously, we've
mm,
lost Leonie Joyce in November as well. So obviously, that's one striker that's gone. We lost
mm,
Will Rogers earlier on in the season. Rosie Atkinson kind of came in, so hopefully the
mm,
Rosie and Mill kind of was a swap, and then maybe
mm,
Gabriella
yeah.
is a bit of a swap for Leonie, maybe.
I would say if you're playing her with Rosie with how she plays, I think it could work well. Like
Okay.
the I think she's a bit different to how Rosie plays
Yeah.
anyway. So hopefully it complements each other and that kind of goes kind smoothly with how they kind of train together and things like that. But what I will say also is she has a very calming presence. I don't know how to explain that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
calming presence, level headed, I would
Good.
say. Yeah.
Sounds like a star player. It does, yeah. And no, it's true. They are quite level-headed, they're grounded.
Mhm.
You can see that, and maybe that's a personality that I likes in her. And
Mhm.
she did play at Bolmere last season.
Yes.
I believe she scored like 12 goals for Bolmere.
Yeah.
So obviously, Aid will know that from last season.
Mhm.
So he's obviously
Oh,
done
was
his
she there
research.
when Aid was there at
It was
Boldmere?
must have
Was it
been,
Bold?
yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
must have. Ah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes, she was. She was. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I
Mm,
know that she's been trying, or she put the feelers out to be
mm,
around Stourbridge or around the Tier 3 team last
mm,
season as well, but it wasn't quite the right time for both
mm,
parties.
mm.
So yes, so now is the right time, and
Yeah.
we need a few goals. So she's got
Mm-hmm.
everything to play for, and yeah, we can't wait to see her. So yeah,
Yep.
thanks for the insight. Absolutely, it's
That's
great,
okay.
and
Looking
yeah,
forward to
look.
seeing that as well. How she kind of gels and gets on. Hopefully, really well. I can imagine quite well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's actually a good when you
mm,
look at our front line over this season. It's actually
mm,
been on paper very good, very young, very
mm,
energetic, very pacey. We just haven't
mm,
been able to score the goals. We've had Will Rogers this season.
mm,
We've had Daisy. We've had Leo. We've got Rosie Axon in there now,
mhm,
and we've got people like Jess Hood and Sean McCann-Lloyd. We've got a
mhm,
lot of energetic players. Catherine Pagan now as well, who
mhm,
hasn't played a competitive game for us. So we've had some very exciting players. It's just not quite clicked,
mm,
whether that be the midfield, get into the strikers or the
mm.
strikers themselves. I'm not too sure, but it's there, but it's not quite there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So off topic, do you know what I thought when I went down to watch the game? Do you know who I thought like that her energy just came through? I think she number 10. I want to say Gwen. Was it?
Oh, Gwen. Oh, yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
actually call her Granny Esther. We call her Granny Esther, as in any Esther.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She
Yeah.
was a
So
great fan. Yeah, she's a massive fan favourite, especially at the start of the season during pre-season
I can see
when
why.
she played. Sorry, yeah, when she played against some of the Tier 4 teams,
Mm.
she was fantastic. And yeah, I thought she played well. It's interesting that you mentioned that. What is it about Gwen that you liked?
I think uh, just her energy and her want to get to every single ball, like, yeah, and also she has a bit of vision about her as
Yeah,
well. The runs, yeah, she was one that I really noticed when I went to watch that game. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And some of the balls that she could play from like the centre of the
mm,
park, like
yeah,
diagonal, like towards the wide forwards,
mm,
really dangerous. Yeah.
mm,
Well, we'll get onto that game a bit later, but
mm,
just talk a little bit about obviously yourself a little bit first. So towards the end of last season, very emotional. We managed to stay up. We knew before the last
mm,
game of the season that
mm,
we was going to like part ways with the manager, and probably the players
mm,
kind of knew
mm,
if they were going to stay and go at that point.
mhm.
Just what were your emotions? Because it was very teary. I think
No, yeah.
the we had a couple of parties at the end of the season as well, and it
Mm.
was very emotional. What can you remember at that time?
Oh, and that's how I think it was. It seems so strange, but I think it was us trying to wrap everything up, like all the hard work we had put in for
Yeah,
that season, and obviously us knowing that the managers were leaving, it was kind of like wanting also to do it for them because we had all gone such a long way together, and from the beginning it seems like a long time ago, but like by the end of that season, it felt like we had been together for quite a while, which is just shows how close we all became in that time. But yeah, I remember being quite sad because I think at that time as well, I think I was thinking I had already said it's a possibility that I wouldn't be coming back to Stour just because the travel was really
mhm,
a big thing for me. But yeah, it was quite sad in the sense that we wouldn't be playing together anymore and under the same management. But also, I think by then we had built such a friendship that we were already planning meetups and to see each other. So it wasn't like we weren't going to see each other again, but it was just sad
yeah,
about the playing. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I remember the last game of the season, Huddersfield.
Oh.
Fantastic, fantastic moment there. I know you was unwell on the couch. I,
Oh,
I,
we
I'm
will
pretty,
not speak.
I, I'm
I
pretty
still have
sure you
had
were there
my
to start
milk
that
with
game,
water
wasn't you?
before a game since then. Oh gosh, no. It was a really the coach was so warm and then the milk was warm and it just did not sit well.
Yeah, I remember it well. I remember it well. Yeah. Oh
Oh
no,
god.
it was great. And obviously we wanted our photo taken at the end, and it was like
Yeah, that was really nice.
end of the chapter, wasn't it? And it was a nice way to
Mhm.
finish off
Mhm.
the season with that 1-1 draw away to Huddersfield. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was it. Yeah. Just a little bit on Stourbridge this season. I know you haven't seen them too much, but I'm sure you're following
Mhm.
social media, and I'm sure you've been speaking to a few of your old friends as well.
Mhm.
Obviously, you know how hard it is in Tier
Mhm.
3. You're in
Mhm.
Tier 3 still. We'll talk about Tier
Mhm.
3 South as well later.
Mhm.
But just what are your thoughts on what you've heard and what you've seen of Stourbridge this season?
Um, I think it's a case of from what I can see, is trying to find that your feet again and that connection. And it looks like everyone, from what I can see anyway, everyone's working hard to try and get those points on the board where they can. The games that are kind of like, from what I can see, it's a battle in each game. I'm trying to think of any of the results, but I've seen a couple wins there, some
Yeah,
good wins. I've seen some of the goals. Yeah, Daisy's still doing her thing with I've seen her goals. I was thinking, yeah, that's a
yeah,
Daisy goal.
belting goals. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, Bournemouth and
Mm,
Calcer.
mm,
Obviously Bournemouth in the cup and
mhm,
Calcer in the league. We picked up a great result against Calcer.
mhm,
It was a much needed win. Obviously, it
mhm,
kept us above them at that point.
mhm,
Um, the Halifax game, obviously Halifax has really took a backward step this season, unfortunately for them. But yeah, so we've got two good wins against them. And I think obviously the remainder of the season we need to get at least two more wins under our belt to get about
mhm,
12 points.
mhm.
And I definitely think that's achievable, but it is
I-
really hard this season, isn't it? It's really, really hard.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't see why it's not achievable. It's just, I think, trying to get the with each game kind of comes a different achievement to try and go for. Even like some draws to get those points on the board.
Yeah.
I'm sure Eight's already thinking about it, and with the coming games and things like that.
Yeah. Well, the
Mm.
last game of the season is against Derby at home. Derby
Mm.
this season haven't been as great as last season. So you never know. It might be a case of last game of the season. We just need to get a draw
Oh,
just to survive. And I would absolutely love it because I think that
mm,
that's doable. Last game of the season,
mm.
Derby might not have anything to go for. One Royal ground.
Oh, it's trying to get
Sometimes,
across.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes, I mean, you'll know what it's like
Mm.
at a home game. Last game of the season, and all you need is a draw. You'd really be up for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So obviously you left Stourbridge, and then
Mm.
the first thing we saw was actual. I don't know if there was like leaked photos or not, but there was professional photos. You was in Milton Keynes top in pre-season. You was training, and
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. So that's when we all kind of started
Mm.
sharing it between the fans.
Mm.
You was pre-season. You was in training. You was in the gear as well. You was in pre-season gear, and so all the fans started saying, "Oh, she's an MK Dons, MK Dons." What was it that made you choose MK Dons?
I'll be honest. There's the distance thing between where I was before, and do you know what? It was a good setup. There was nice interest there, and yeah, again, my agent was talking through and kind of letting me know which opportunities were coming up. So yeah, we kind of sat down, had a look through. We went to one of the trials just to see how everything was. Had a little bit of a show around. It was quite nice, and yeah, I'll tell you that the Don Stadium. Oh my goodness, it's so lovely. But
Yeah,
yeah, but boy, is it big.
I saw your photos. Actually, I went through your Twitter or Facebook, and I saw some photos of there, and yeah, it does look a very nice stadium. Absolutely.
Yeah, but
So, how are
yeah.
you finding the? Sorry, how are you finding the second season of you being in Tier 3 then?
Yeah, it's a bit different as well because it was tier three north and now I'm south. But
Yeah,
it's nice to see all the different variations. But yeah, just as hard.
yeah,
Tier three is tier three. Every game you have to fight for. But yeah, I think it's 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 a tough one as we were expecting very much, but it's one of those where it's kind of every game we kind of take each game as it comes and
yeah,
see how we can go through with our tactics and all that. But with that, I think even coming to MK Dons, that was even I think one of the reasons it kind of brought a different kind of responsibility for me because normally when I was at Stourbridge and other teams, it was quite nice because I was I looked up to a lot of the players. There were the senior ones like Neve and all the guys that I would be able to go to get help and things like that. But with with Dons, it's a bit different because I'm one of, believe it or not, I'm one of the older ones
Yeah, yeah,
there. So I've taken on a bit more responsibility with being like the vice captain at this moment and things like that. So it's quite nice. Like it's so different with the girls coming looking to me for help and things like that. It's a different challenge and a different kind of way than I've gone about it before. But I'm quite enjoying it. Yeah.
yeah. That's nice to hear. It is, yeah, because I never knew you was vice captain, but yeah, it makes sense because when you are that, a tier 3 player from the previous season, when you're a bit older, they will look up to you, aren't they? And no, that's great. It's good to hear. And obviously the results haven't been gone all your way this season, but is the atmosphere still good? Do you ever get a chance to be on the karaoke like in the old days, or is it a bit more
Yes! Oh my
subdued?
goodness, stop! You know
Yeah,
I love my karaoke. Yeah, we
absolutely.
did a we did a karaoke session, and of course the mic was calling me. Yeah, it was fun. We all had a good laugh then and things like that. Yeah, that was yeah.
Good.
Somehow karaoke, yeah, I can't help it.
No, I understand. I understand. Look, tier 3 South, I
Mm,
know it's hard. I do, and
mm,
I think there's a bit of a myth that like tier 3 North is harder or more competitive than tier 3 South, and I don't think it is. If you
yeah.
take the top 6 teams from the North, top 6 teams from the South, and put that into your league, I think that would make a very strong league.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, yeah, tier three is tier three. Like, there's a reason everyone's in that at that stage. But yeah, I'd probably say probably the North is known for being a bit more feisty.
Yeah,
if if you're gonna have that differentiation, but I would say
yeah,
no. Um, Playing, yeah, it's just as each game is just as tough. There isn't one where you're thinking, oh, it's a southern side or anything like that. No, not
yeah.
at all.
I, I agree, and the travelling as well. I mean,
Yeah.
the travelling all the way down there
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
It must take a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think one of my further ones are Plymouth this year. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it reminds me of the Newcastle journey, if anything, just either end.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Um, yeah. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about one of the teams that you might have played against, where
yeah.
you have played against them, Cheltenham. So your
Perfect.
former manager, former teammates,
Mm,
Mike Harris and Esme Harris.
mm.
What was it? What was it like to bump into them before and after the games?
Oh, it was. I think first thing was a run and a big hug from
Yeah,
both Mike and Ez. But yeah, we had a little chat. And Mike was like, "Oh, look at this stadium." Just yeah, it was a nice little chat, a little bit of a catch up, and yeah, I imagined with how kind of Mike does things, it was going to be a tough game anyway. But yeah, they're a really really strong side, so it was a tough game as you can imagine, and yeah, they did really well.
yeah.
Mm,
They are. They're having a good season. I think
yeah.
they're like about ninth in the league, but
Mm-hmm.
they've had a fantastic cup one. They're
Mm-hmm.
doing really well in the FA Cup and the National League Cup. Yeah,
They haven't they gone through the
yeah.
third round now? Yeah, against
Yeah, yeah.
was
So
it
they won
Geelong?
today in extra
Yeah.
time. So they won in extra time again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as you say, that they're through now into the fourth round. So yeah, good luck to them. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned a few of your teammates earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone that you kind of keep in touch with more than most, or obviously I saw that you bumped into
Yeah.
them in Birmingham. You did have a sausage roll. I think you had a big hot dog or something. I saw the photos. I saw the photos. You can't get away from me on social media. But it
That's
looked
good.
like you had a great time. It
Oh,
did.
it's nice. I wouldn't say there's someone that I keep in touch with more than the others, but I think we've all tried to kind of make an effort to still keep in touch. Like I can list reel off basically half the squad from who I still speak to. Even like
Yeah,
you saw Rosie was there as well. So yeah,
yeah,
I think yeah we all have a great time together, and we didn't want to miss that just because we weren't playing together. So yeah.
yeah. No, it's good to see. Like I said, I saw Rose in the photo, and no, it's good that you still can keep in touch, and it's really important, isn't it, that
Mhm.
some people who have been a big part of your life, even if it's
Mhm.
just for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it's good that you can still keep in touch with them, even though you're wearing a different strip, isn't it? So
Exactly.
fantastic, yeah. And finally, just on the game at Agra, I know that's where that's where I bumped into you again, and it was nice to see you. I was doing commentary on that game, so I couldn't stand
Yeah.
up and give you the
Give that.
proper hug that I wanted to, but it was great to see you.
Mm.
Mark Mamad was behind you, recording you the whole time as well, which was very funny to watch. But yeah, what was your thoughts about coming back? Seeing Andy Fisher, obviously
Mm.
seeing Mike and seeing
Mm.
some of the kiddie players who you probably played with at
Yeah.
Stourbridge.
It was so nice. Like, as soon as I got through the door, I was like, "Oh my God, it's hi! Oh my God, it's hi!" I was like, I went down with one of my friends from MK Dance. She's like, "Oh my God, it's Favour, you're just saying hi to everyone." And I was like, "Yeah, it's like a kid in the candy shop." I was like, "Yeah, it was really nice to see everyone. You could probably see I was smiling ear to ear as usual." And
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, it was such a nice thing to see them all. Give me 2 seconds. You literally cannot come. I'm sorry. You guys see what's going
I can't wait to watch that back.
you guys just
Oh
you,
dear.
if you can see what's happening. I'm,
It's
I'm
okay.
trying
It's
to
okay.
oh, I'm so sorry. I've actually lost my train of thought. I think I
I
was
think
saying
you can't have a video without a good burst of laughter from Fiverr, can you? Let's be honest.
oh, honestly, I think I'm quite sorry what I was saying.
I think you're
It
saying
was
something along the lines of you felt like a celebrity because you were bumping into everyone,
not
saying hello to everyone.
no, it was just nice to see everyone. It was really nice because obviously me being a bit further away from everyone,
Yeah,
it's not usual I get to make the trip up. But yeah, I like making the trip up when I can because it's really nice seeing everyone. But yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I'm just going to ask you one more thing, just like a little message to some of the Stourbridge fans. So obviously, the ones who knew you well kind of knew
Mm.
that that was going to be your last game because you
Oh.
mentioned it around the clubhouse.
Mm.
But some people probably never got a chance to say goodbye to you. Just like just a bit of a word
Mm.
about the Stourbridge fans in general, and just any messages you want to give them.
Oh, probably just that I really do miss them all. Like when I was there, it was a really really nice community to be a part of. Oh, I was even when I went up on the for that Wednesday game. I was telling Caitlin, I was like, oh, I was raving about the fans. I was like, the fans are so behind the club. They'll do anything for those players. I was telling her how everyone was so helpful to me when I was there. Everyone's saying, "Oh, if you need this, if you need that," and I was like, "Wow!" Like everyone really, really did. It was a community, and everyone came together, and I really enjoyed being there. So if I do miss all the fans and everyone that interacted with me and everyone that took their time to even get to know me as well. And it was really, really lovely spending time after the games and anything like that with everyone. So I miss you all.
Thank you very much for that, Favour. And I spoke to my dad earlier. I said I'm doing an interview with Favour today, and he couldn't wait to see it. And he's like, he's 75, 76 years old, and he remembers you really well, and he can't wait to watch this video. And I think a lot of
Mm.
people will want to watch this video.
Yeah. Mhm.
I know that you was only there for the one season, but it felt like a lot longer.
Mhm.
You really took to Stourbridge. Your confidence blossomed, and it's really nice to have you on board. And it's a shame, obviously, that you've left, but it's nice that we can have catch ups like this. And I really wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season as well.
No, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I just want
Absolutely.
to
Look,
stop, but yeah, that was really nice.
thanks again.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks again for joining us, and I'll let you go because it's 10 o'clock at night. So I'm sure you need some sleep, ready for work in the morning. But once again, thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon, Favour.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.